when I first implemented it, the challenge I faced was not really understanding the dosing and
Uh,
the variability of dosing. So I would love for you to speak to that because there might be other people listening that tried it and didn't get a result. And it may be because it wasn't done properly.
so that's why we have an onboarding dose. So take 1 a day for 2 days, then 2 a day for 2 days, and then ramp it up over 5 days. Around 5 to 7% of people will be what we call super tasters. So they should just stay on the one capsule. So if it's a one, they should just stay on that one because they're super tasters. I always say to them, hey, you would have survived through evolution. But, and then in the upper end, think of it as a bell curve. 90% of people sit in the middle and they are good with the 250 mg dose. And then you might get that top 5% where they might need a little bit more. So it's just finding that dose. 90% of people will be on the 250, so the 2 capsules. The only side effect is a laxative, right? So if you if you are that super taster, an hour after you've taken it, you will have a softened stool. That's it, one and done, right? And you're like, okay, it will go. Your body will get used to that super release. And then maybe at that top 5%, you may need to take, 3 capsules. But it's in between that. So as I always say, just that's what that first week onboarding is. And that first 2 to 3 days with a laxative effect, it will go. But, if you're a super taster, you're lucky, just stay with the 1 capsule.
So I had people that didn't respond. They didn't have side effects. They just didn't respond. And I wasn't quite sure whether I needed to step up and how much. And there are chronic conditions, I'm just curious, that also affect taste. And I'm just wondering if that also is a piece of the equation too.
As I said, as we age, your gut-brain access does decrease. So I would up the dose of it to, to 3 capsules. When you find and then over time, they've upregulated those receptors. So you can probably bring it back down. And as I said to you, it's incredibly safe because we have human bioavailability data that's just been published, but we have focused absolutely on the gastrointestinal tract. So less than 1% is absorbed in the bloodstream. So that's the amarosate, that's the bitter extract, is absorbed in the bloodstream.